Mike Mabe is a native of Forsyth County and a longtime resident of Hofftown. He served 3 years on active duty in the Army as a paratrooper and infantryman. While serving in Vietnam in 1966 with the 101st Airborne, Mike was slightly wounded during a close action firefight in the countryside of Tu Hoa. After a brief stay in the field hospital, he returned to his 1st Squad, 1st Platoon Unit, and served the full tour of duty by participating in search and destroy missions. After completion of his military service, Mike met and married Doreen Hammer, entered college with the support of his GI Bill and his working wife. He graduated from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro in December 1972 with a BS in math. Mike and Doreen have been married 45 years and have 2 grown children. Mike had a wonderful career of 32 years in corporate management at Legs, Haynes, and Adams Millis divisions of Sara Lee branded apparel, and voluntarily retired in 2005. During the past 9 years, he has been a substitute teacher at a local high school in Forsyth County. In fact, he has logged in more than 700 days of subbing, mostly at Reagan High School. It is a pleasure to welcome your fellow Purple Heart recipient, Mike Mabe.
Thank you. Thank you, Ginger, and for that warm embrace. I am humbled by the outpouring of support for Purple Heart veterans and for everyone who is here. Thank you very much. Mr. President, special guests, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to speak. This is a lifetime honor. 1 year ago this month, I watched Bill Hybels interview former Secretary of State, former Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and Purple Heart recipient, General Colin Powell. The interview setting was on a stage, seated on a sofa and a cushioned chair. I was in an audience at a remote location watching the interview live by satellite. I was intrigued when General Powell described his past visits to military hospitals to talk to Purple Heart recipients. During his conversations, the general said he asked each wounded warrior 3 questions. What happened? Were you a good soldier? And how can we help you? I would never say I'm sorry for what happened to you, General Powell admitted. I want to address the general's first 2 questions. What happened? Many times family members have told me my husband, father, or uncle never talk about what happened. I've heard these words expressed through tears by relatives while they spoke from the podium at the funeral of their combat wounded loved one. The family never learned the rest of the story. Recipients, if this is your disposition, if you are inclined not to talk about it, to keep quiet, then I urge you to rethink that position and open up to the people who want to know. It is no badge of honor to remain silent about your war experiences. After all, we were on a taxpayer-paid mission. When someone pays the way, a report of what happened is not asking too much. But that's not the best reason to talk about what happened. People who care about you want to know and understand from the one who was there. Your insight is more valuable than reports by observers some distance away from the action. The best reason is your firsthand account of what happened to you and the ongoing process of healing. When asked, we should use the opportunity to explain our wounds and tell our story. Don't exaggerate or embellish. Just matter-of-fact explanations is all that is needed. If we do not talk about it, if we remain quiet, then people are free to invent reasons why we don't tell our story. Friends or loved ones may think we did something wrong, or maybe we feel we could have done more, or maybe that we were not a good soldier, or maybe the war was too horrible for us to talk about. Don't leave it to others to invent misconceptions. Imagine answering General Powell's questions. Open up, explain what happened, and tell your story. And in your own words, give your listener the meaning of a good soldier. If you are an enlisted service member, tell about your good conduct medal and why you received that honor. Ladies and gentlemen, when the story begins, don't interrupt. Listen closely. Let the story unfold. Wait. Absorb what you've learned. And then ask good questions. There's always more. When I hear a family member say, he never talks about the war or what he did, I think to myself, did you ever ask? Have you shown the interest or displayed the curiosity like Colin Powell? Have you ever asked in a time and place that would afford proper explanation? Some Purple Heart recipients gave all. I believe Gold Star mothers would gladly give back the Purple Heart medal to know what happened, to know the rest of the story from their loved one. Fellow recipients, we are unique because of our experience as a Purple Heart veteran. While family, friends, and colleagues recognize our special place in history, we must share our story and ensure they understand we all tried to be good soldiers. Talking can disarm the power of PTSD. In closing, to all who served and to families who supported, and especially to those who gave all, I salute you.